What is up, everybody? Welcome back to 9 to 5 Gamers, and today is Top 10 Tuesday, and that means that we are doing a top 10 list, and today's list is going to be board gaming with celebrities. And so I made a top 10 of board games that I would like to play with certain celebrities. And honestly, I think this is a very interesting topic. I'd love to hear your feedback. If you are make board game content, go ahead and do one of these videos because I'd love to see what your top 10 list looks like. But without further ado, if this is your first time watching these videos, please like, comment, subscribe. If you have already seen my videos and you're already a subscriber, just go ahead and hit that like button like crazy. And if you want to take it a step further and you want to support the channel, become a member, because the memberships are as low as $3 a month and they get you some pretty awesome perks. So without further ado, let's get into my list. Now, a couple things you need to know beforehand is that when I was developing this list, I tried to think of games that I would like to play with specific celebrities based on the genre of the game and the person that might have been in a movie that has a similar IP. I did some of that. I also took well-known celebrities who like gaming, and I was like, you know what, I would love to play some of these games. Now, maybe these people will never see this list, but honestly, I would love to make one of these happen. That's like on my bucket list of things I want to do, is I want to make one of these happen. Also, keep in mind that with each of these games, some of these board games have like player counts of like 1 to 4 players. Some of them have 4 player counts, but maybe I only wanted to play it at 3. And then also I had to leave room for myself to be in the gameplay session. So some people are probably going to be left out, and if for some reason that offends you, then tough noogies. All right, let's keep going. So, all right, number 10 on my list. Lately, I've been watching a lot of TV with my wife. I've been just watching a lot of TV shows, and she really wanted to watch the show called The Chosen, which is a show about Jesus choosing his disciples, and it kind of follows like the disciples and stuff. It's actually a really, really good show, man. I'm actually, when I was going to watch it, I was kind of like, okay, you know, it's going to be one of those shows, and it was really good, though. I actually very much enjoyed it. And I've been enjoying it. So I think a really cool number 10 on the list is going to be playing Jerusalem with Jonathan Rumi, who plays Jesus, Shahar Isaac, who plays Peter, Paris Patel, who plays Matthew, and Elizabeth Tabish, who plays Mary. Now, if I know right there, I have one more than necessary because I believe it's only 1 to 4 players. So if I had to get rid of somebody, sorry, Paris Patel, you gotta go because nobody likes a tax collector. That was a little joke, just anyway. Yeah, so it would be really cool, man. I would love to play Jerusalem with them and just kind of like talk about their experiences with that. This is I thought that'd be a cool idea, is to talk about their experience on the show. And while we play a game of Jerusalem, you know, Jerusalem might be a little bit too complicated, but hey, who knows? I think people might be able to get into it that way. My number 9 on the list, and I had to put, when I was doing my ranking, I went through BGG and I just put the games themselves on there, and then I thought about the experience with those celebrities, and I was like, okay, this would be a pretty cool person that I could play this with. So my number 9 is actually, I want to learn Warhammer 40K by Henry Cavill. If you guys don't know that, Henry Cavill has talked about that pretty openly, that he really loves Warhammer 40K. But if it wasn't Warhammer, I would probably, no, it would have to be Warhammer, because I know he's not doing The Witcher anymore, because I was like, I could play The Witcher Old World with him. But yeah, I think he really likes Warhammer, and I've never played it before, and I would love to learn how to play it, and who better to teach me than Henry Cavill? So if you know Henry Cavill, or you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows Henry Cavill, tell them to fly me out, and just, you know what, I'll pay for my flight. If I'm going to meet Henry Cavill, he's going to just open up his home and teach me Warhammer 40K and feed me, and that'd be fire, bro. I'd love that. But anyways, yeah, so Henry Cavill, hit me up. But yeah, I want to learn Warhammer 40K from Henry Cavill. I think that would be a nice 9th place. In 8th place, we have playing War of the Ring 2nd edition with Elijah Wood. And of course, obviously, he would get to play as the good guys, and I would be playing as the bad guys. I'd play as Sauron and his army. But man, that would be so cool to just sit down and have a conversation with Elijah Wood and just play War of the Ring with him. That would be such a cool experience. And first question I would ask him is, "Ven vil you ver Viggs?" And if you don't know where that's from, you gotta watch the interview with him from a long time ago, which is hilarious. I love that interview where he's talking to him. He's like, "Do you wear wigs? Will you wear wigs?" And me and my wife, I don't know why, we always crack up with that interview. So just look up Elijah Wood, "Will you wear wigs?" on YouTube right after this video. Keep watching the video. Don't click off of this. You can just watch it later. But that'll be my number 8 because I just think playing a game with Elijah Wood would be fantastic. There's a lot of people in Lord of the Rings, so easily I could just say I'll play, Lord of the Rings, Journeys in Middle Earth with like the whole entire cast. But yeah, I'll just play with Elijah Wood. Number 7, it would be really cool to play Dune Imperium with Timothy, I don't know how to say his last name, Chalamet, I think that's how you say it, and Zendaya. Man, imagine that. That would be such a cool experience to just have a 3. I would rather play it at 3. I don't want to play with the 4th. If I had to add a 4th, it would be somebody else from the Dune Imperium universe, but I don't even know who I would want to invite into that. Who would I put? Maybe his dad. I forgot who played him. Anyway, so yeah, I would love to play Dune Imperium with Timothy and Zendaya. That would be a really cool experience just to talk about the whole Dune. I know the second Dune movie is coming out. We could play Dune Uprising, if anything, and just sit there and play the board game with them while we talk about the movies and stuff like that. That would be super awesome. Let's make this happen. Somebody call Zendaya. If you know a person who knows a person who knows a person, let me know. Next on my list, and I'm getting confused because I have like the list of like celebrity names here, but then the actual top 10 is over here, so I'm terrified that I'm going to call this out of order. My number 6, I would love to play Dinosaur Island with Chris Pratt, Sam Neill, Jeff Goldblum, and I don't remember if they play with 5 players. I think it's only 4 players, but I would love to have Bryce Dallas Howard there too, just because I'm a happily married man. I love my wife with all of my heart. She's the most beautiful woman on the face of the planet, but Bryce Dallas Howard, she's just amazing. So I would love to maybe sneak her into that play somehow, but man, who would I get rid of though? Dude, Chris Pratt, Sam Neill, and Jeff Goldblum, like that's gotta be one of the greatest like gameplay sessions ever. And we're just sitting there playing a game of Dinosaur Island, building a Jurassic Park with the cast from Jurassic Park. Like, dude, that would be phenomenal. And I would say we would play the Jurassic Park game, Isla Nublar, but I've heard that it's hot doo-doo garbage. But I could be wrong about that. I've never played the game, so I can't have an opinion on it. But from what I've heard from other content creators, it's just not that great of a game. Sure, there's some people who like it. But I didn't want to risk it. They may never want to play board games again. We need to make sure we play something good with them. Actually, Dinosaur Island would really scare them away. That's okay. We're going to keep going. My number 5, and this is actually, I was surprised where it ended up on the list because I thought this may be like my number 1. But I play a lot of TCG games in the past. I played a lot of Pokemon. I played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! I think I've played all of the games. But the game I have the least experience in is Magic the Gathering, and the person that I heard really likes it, that's a celebrity, is Post Malone. And from what I've heard from most people who like interview him or do things with him, he is probably the coolest person to hang out with, like in person. And I just would love, I think I saw a YouTube channel the other day with him playing a game of Magic the Gathering with a couple of people. And I was like, bro, I would love to learn how to play Magic the Gathering like officially with Post Malone. I think that would be just a really cool experience. And then maybe he can show me that 1-of-1 card he has that he bought for like $2 million. I would love to see that thing in person. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I would love to learn how to play Magic, man. And I think Post Malone would be the best person. So if anybody knows Posty, hit me up. Let's play. You guys are rich. You can fly me out. Let's go to the next one. Number 4. I would love to play Jamaica with the cast of the live action One Piece. And for some reason I forgot to grab everybody's name, but all the people from the live action cast of One Piece, man, would love to play Jamaica with them. I think like my main goal for that is because number 1, I love One Piece, the cartoon, the anime. I said cartoon, a whole bunch of people are not going to forgive me for that. So anyway, it's an anime, and I love One Piece. It's my favorite anime of all time. And they came out with the live action, which you can watch on Netflix. You guys should check it out. It's really, really good. And the live action cast, I thought, did a really good role. I felt like everybody who was cast was perfectly cast for their role, and they had such a good chemistry with each other. You could see it in the TV show, you could see it in their interviews, and man, I would love to just take, and this is going to be a separate list, but I would love to play Jamaica with them because I know that they know people who made One Piece, and I know they've got to meet like Oda and the voice of Luffy, and I'm like, bro, like if y'all have some connections with some of these higher ups, be like, bro, y'all need to do a re-theme, a reskin of Jamaica with One Piece. Like a One Piece version of Jamaica where you just play as pirate captains from the worst generation ever, and just have them racing around this map trying to find the One Piece at the end. It'd be so cool, man. I thought it would be super awesome. And then you find like devil fruits, and the devil fruits give you different powers. Like I think that would be super awesome. I would love to play a game of Jamaica with a nice One Piece theme over it, man. That would be a perfect reskin. I mean, it's essentially the same game. It's great. That's my number 4. My number 3 is I would love to play Catan with the cast of Parks and Recreation, specifically Adam Scott, Nick Offerman, Rob Lowe, Aziz Ansari, like specifically these people, but also Amy Poehler, Aubrey Plaza, like though that would just be a hilarious game. Specifically though with Adam Scott, because Adam Scott is the guy who invented Cones of Dunshire. He plays Ben, but I'm like, bro, I'd rather just play Cones of Dunshire if that was an actual game. Somebody needs to make that game. Like that needs to be an official like Parks and Rec created Cones of Dunshire, not a cheap one that you're gonna find at Target and it's gonna be like a 5 out of 10 because it's garbage. It's just somebody who's trying to cash in on an IP. I don't want that. I want an actual Cones of Dunshire game, but I'll settle for Catan. But playing Catan with them would be really hilarious because for Ben's bachelor party, that's what he wanted to do. He just wanted to go to the house and play Catan, and he's like, I'm like nationally ranked, and I thought that was hilarious, that whole scene, and everybody's playing Catan. They're like, all hail the new Lord of Catan. And so playing Parks and Rec or playing Catan with the Parks and Rec cast would be hilarious. Jerry, you're not invited. But anyway, I think that would be really funny. So Catan would be my number 3. Would love to play that with the cast from Parks and Rec. My number 2 was I would love to play Blood Rage with the cast of Thor Ragnarok. And specifically, it would be Chris Hemsworth, Tom Hiddleston, and Idris Elba. Would love to play a game of Catan. Catan. I'm still on Catan. Why am I still on Catan? We're on Blood Rage. I would love to play Blood Rage with them. And if we get the 5-player expansion, Tessa Thompson would be invited as well. And that's because, man, I just think that would be such a fun game to just play this game with Norse mythology with all of the gods from the movie. You got Valkyrie and Thor and Loki, just playing a nice game of Blood Rage. And I don't think Blood Rage is too complicated. I think it would be real fun to play that with them. But you just imagine that would be such a cool game, man, just fighting over Yggdrasil and all of these things, and everybody's just having a good time, man, and these guys are feuding with each other. Man, that would be so cool, man. Thor Ragnarok was one of my favorite Marvel movies. But it is only my second. It is not my first. And the reason why is because my first would probably be playing a Marvel game. Any Marvel game. It could be Marvel Splendor, could be Marvel Remix, could be Marvel United, could be Marvel Zombies. There's so many Marvel games to choose from, but if it was Marvel Zombies, I would have 6 people that I could possibly play with, because I think you could play with 5 or 6. But I would love to play any Marvel game. Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Josh Brolin, that played Thanos. Bro, those 3 and me, and if I had to pick 2 more Marvel characters that didn't have to be, like, I would pick those 3 probably from the Avengers, because I think some of the other ones, like Star-Lord, he was Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt was on a different list for, Dinosaur Island. So some of these people got kind of, like, spread out everywhere, so they're not all on this list, but I know RDJ and Chris Evans would be great. Josh Brolin would be fantastic because he did such a good job playing Thanos. I think I would love to maybe have Ryan Reynolds. He plays Deadpool. I thought he would be a cool choice to play a Marvel game with, and maybe Hugh Jackman, who plays Wolverine, just because. And it's not even because Hugh Jackman played Wolverine. I just like Hugh Jackman. Like, Hugh Jackman in general is just fantastic. And to have him at a board game night, all the guys here just chilling, playing some Marvel something, dude, dream come true. So again, if you know any of these people, or if you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows these people, we gotta make one of these things happen, man. That would make great content for the channel. But we'll see. Imagine I get an email like couple days later and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, Henry Cavill actually wants to fly you out. I'm like, I'm there. Like immediately I would love to play these games and get some of these connections with some of these people. But yeah, that's kind of like my list of celebrities that I would like to play with and the games I'd like to play with them. And so I would love to play these games with all of these celebrities. But tell me about your celebrities. What celebrities would you like to play a game with? It doesn't have to be themed. I think a lot of mine were based more so on IPs than they were on the actual just people I would like to play with, because I think easily some of the people I would love to just have come over the house, not based off of an IP, but just to play games with, I think would be a completely different list. So I think mine was more IP heavy, but it doesn't have to be. So let me know in the comment section, what celebrities do you want to play board games with, and what board games would you play with them? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys for tuning in, and if you are watching this and you're a content creator, create your list and send me the link, and don't forget to shout me out, because I'm still trying to build up the channel, still trying to get to 11K views. Only been doing this for a year. 11K views, 11K subs, and man, we're almost there, man. We are like super close. We're like almost 150 away from getting 11K. So anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, check out our memberships. See you guys later.